No doubt about that. What a gift. Told my mother that
It's probably really great.
I don't know.
As with most people, you're better off without me.
I think they were more willing to execute if they.
Carry about 3 years.
Call the meeting to order. Jake, roll call whenever you're ready.
Moon,
Yes, I'm here.
Hyde,
Here.
Schulte.
Here.
Gargano.
Here.
Kenny.
Here.
Bruns.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Knudsen.
Here.
Stevenson.
Here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The council will receive information on non-agenda topics brought before the council by members of the public. The council will not discuss these topics and will not take action on any of them at this meeting. Anyone who's on the agenda wish to be heard? I think we're all here for the general purpose of the agenda, so we'll go to number 1. That's the consent agenda. One motion approves all consent items. Item 1 is approved minutes for the meeting held on October 23rd, 2023 and October 26th, 2023. Number 2, approve and deny financial report for October 2023. And number 3, receive building permit report for October 2023. Any questions on the consent, or I'll take a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Gargano, seconded by Stevenson. Anything further? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have one item under general business, that's to approve or deny resolution 4531-23, adopting the fiscal year 2024 budget, all funds, and setting the tax levy. Tim?
Thank you, Mayor. So just to refresh your recollection, well, first of all, none of the numbers have changed since the last budget workshop. The city's proposing a mill rate of $9.38 per thousand, and that is the exact same mill rate as 2023, which means the city portion of the tax bill, if you have not been reassessed or reevaluated, will stay the same as it was last year. Again, we have no control over the county or the school district, which inevitably will probably go up, but our portion will stay the same. Again, we're accomplishing that by, first of all, we have a very large widening of our tax base. Secondly, we are spending down some surplus that we have as was recommended by our financial people to the tune of about $500,000. That'll help us purchase that fire truck that we need and some other things in capital. It'll help us absorb the 23% increase in the health insurance that we were faced with through the state program. This allows for a 4% increase in employees' wages across the board. We'll add 1 detective position to the police department mid-year. And I think that should just about take care of it, so I guess I'll take any questions if you have any.
Any questions for Tim? Phil?
Tim, what was the fiscal hit of the 23% insurance increase from the city side?
As far as the actual number?
Yeah, you know?
Gotcha. Do you have that?
Yeah, I have no idea. I could pull up the model.
Yeah, it's probably in the area, I want to say like $60,000 in there.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Maybe just take a quick, just a second, just to maybe explain how the school does their taxing quick. So when they provide their mill rate, they provide that off of equalized value, which we know is market rate. That's what the state tells us that our property is worth. So the the school district develops their budget and bases their mill rate on that. They have that number in mind, and then they give us that number and we apply that to what we have assessed. So currently we are assessed at 77% of that equalized value. So we are far behind and we're doing a reval in 2024. So the school may come out and say, well, just so you guys understand, the equalized mill rate will be the same as it was last year or less. That doesn't necessarily mean that per municipality that's going to be less or the same. In our case, it actually went up. So the school's levy was $8.80 last year. It's going to $9.05 this year. So our city residents will realize an increase in that just because of the difference between equalized and assessed. So I just wanted to make that a little bit clearer. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
Tim, has MATC or the county announced their rates yet?
The county has not. MATC has. They were 83 cents last year. They're 86 cents this year. So it'll be an increase, but not.
Thank you.
I think the county is tomorrow night.
Yes.
Thank you.
Phil?
Is there a big range again this year with the townships, with the equalized versus assessed like there was a year ago?
No, so a lot of those guys have rectified that. I think Excelsior was the last one that did it, and they realized, I wanna say some of them had like a 400% increase in what they were paying, but, I think they're up to speed. It's just that the housing market has exploded. And within the 12 months that we had to work with, prices have increased to such a degree that we weren't able to catch up with the last time. We did a full reval in 2020. Now that was kind of hampered by COVID, but we got up to, we thought 98%. By the time it got published, it was 95%. Last year was 86 and now we're at 77. So that's how fast these things are happening. So hopefully with this 2024 reval, we'll be able to get closer to 100% and then be able to drop our mill rate as comparatively to that.
Any other questions? Comments, or I'll take a motion if one's in order.
Move to approve 45, 31, 23.
Motion by Peterson,
Second.
seconded by Katie. Anything further? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Again, Jake and Tim and department heads, thank you for your hard work to get the budget to where it is and explanation for those that are watching too, so. Recommendations from boards, committees, and commissions. We have one item from the airport commissions, approve or deny sale of city-owned hangar. Steve, how are you tonight?
Good, thank you, Mayor. Well, I think the last time I talked to you, the blue hanger was coming down, but I think once the news got out, I had actually a couple business owners approached me. And one was, I was working with him and they were trying to get a cost estimate, it was getting a little too high, so it was basically, it was going to come down, because it has to go down for the Viking Drive road extension or be moved. So then Mr. Pierce approached me, he says, he would basically pay for all the costs if the city gives him the hangar. And then also I said, well, could we use it for the fly and drive in, and then also have one space in there for whoever the FBO manager would be at the time, to store a plane in there, and he agreed to all that. So in the purchase agreement, you can see here, I put that in there. The only thing is that, so it's 50 feet to the east, and he will do all the fix the hangar up, and then also he agreed that we'd work together on a color scheme, but he'd like to paint it similar to the office building, something similar to that. And then also, they like to have it done before the June fly-in, if it can be done. If not, we did purchase that other hangar that we could use, but it would be nice to have that one available if possible for the fly-in for June. Everybody knows what construction is nowadays, it's you're at the mercy of some of the contractors, so, that's what the goal would be, is to get it done by June. The only other thing that the city would do, and we'd have to do anyway, is we take the beacon down and relocate the beacon, and then any cement in the back, we would take out that he wouldn't use, because we're gonna just try to move it straight east 50 feet. And this will help too with I've been meeting with MSA. We have to relocate sewer and water, and by moving it, we'd have the more space to put the sewer and water between the hangar and basically the curb and gutter on the new street. I'm gonna meet him out there tomorrow morning to go over more details on that, so. And your airport commission looked at this and they thought to move forward with it and sell this and move forward with the project.
Any questions for Steve? I'm glad to see it being reused, for sure.
Yeah, we had, like I said, had two business owners in town approach, wanting to try to save it, so.
Ron,
Yeah, go ahead.
would you allow Pam to step to the microphone and give us a little bit of history as to why they are in this? I think it's pertinent and germane.
Sure.
if she's willing.
Pam, how are you today? Good.
So, why do you go into an airport hangar? Some of you are too young to know, but Ike Isaacson was a very valuable part of Sauk County. I don't think we would be where we are today without Lake Redstone and his huge development and the tourism that it's brought. I know just in our businesses, we can see what it has done. And Ike and my dad were very close. Ike was very close to us. He's my dad's best friend. We miss him dearly, but he is a huge developer who did a lot for our area. And it's a sentimental thing for my dad. He would like to make it brown, of course, to match the airport building, but also Ike, everything was brown. And even in our sit-down deli, we had saved the big brown carved out emblem of his that used to be in his office downtown. And that's in our walls today. And Dad wants to do something similar to the outside of the building, just so people don't forget Ike, because he's been gone over 5 years now, and it's hard. So Dad doesn't want to see that hangar go. So, and he's like, if we can keep it, make it look beautiful, and they can use it for the fly-in and still continue that tradition, which I think is huge for Reedsburg.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of planes that fly in and come eat, do things in town. But yeah, that hangar is a lot about Ike and what he did for our area. So, and my dad might not have been to Reedsburg if it wasn't for Ike, because he actually saved our grocery store. We were going to build somewhere else and the deal got pulled out from underneath him. And so Ike's like called my daddy, and my dad had no idea who he was. And, come to Reedsburg, I want to meet with you. So of course that's how they met, and devised a plan to buy where the original Viking Village was, and he was my dad's partner for quite a few years. So
And the rest is history,
the
right?
rest is history. So that was in what, 74. So that's why he wants me to develop the hangar.
One more project, Pam.
Now Steve's helping with it, so, and Bob Gavin, the builder, is gonna help, so,
It'll be in good hands.
oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep, so, that's
Thank
why
you,
we like
Pam.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pam.
Yep.
Anything further?
It's a win-win. We get to keep the hangar, we get to keep the fly and dry breakfast, so. With that, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Schulte,
Second.
seconded by Knudsen. You just beat you, Mike. Anything further? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Pam. Thanks, Steve.
He sold it to the city for $1 and now he's getting it back. And something that people don't realize, the year that Isaacson left Reedsburg, he gave out 1,100 W-2s.
Yeah.
That's how significant, he's probably one of the most significant businessmen who ever lived in Sauk County. And he did a lot for all of our local churches and all the law firms and engineering firms and real estate companies, and he's did a great service to our town, and this
Huge
is,
shot in the arm for
and
sure.
this is gonna be like his memorial here. Yep. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, commission, committee, board and staff reports. What do we got for the evening? Historic preservation.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's still new. There was a meeting last Monday night, and there's an architect who is in town and assessing whether or not local buildings are historic or merely old.
Perfect. We'll look for future things with that.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions about any of that, you know, I'm sure there are people who could answer them.
Airport commission.
Airport met, we discussed what Steve just talked about and hardly approved it. This is found money for us. You know, we'd had to pay to demolish the thing, so
Right.
this is great. So that was some of what we did on airport.
And while you're at it, library board.
Library board met, excuse me, library board met last week. We've got a number of things going on. We have not yet hired a a youth services librarian. Our current one, Jessica Carlson, has moved out of town, but she's still working kind of on a hybrid schedule. She's working in-house a couple of days a week, and she's working remotely the rest of the time from her new dwellings in Minnesota. And we are, I think, Suen, you said today you posted for, we kind of reworked the description, the job description, and reposted that, and added a couple of new search engines to try to scare up some people. We've had some interest. We just have not found a good fit for that position. So we're looking at reevaluating the position a little bit and spreading a little wider net. We're hoping some graduates in December will heed the call. And Sue-Ann has talked to any number of other librarians, and it sounds like they also are having trouble, finding applicants. It's just kind of a quiet time for librarians. The other thing that we're going to do is kind of reevaluate our job descriptions in the pay structure within the library. It's been a number of years since we've done that, and we're going to kind of revamp that and take a look at it. We are also changing our meeting time. We're moving from 6:30 to 6. Trying to keep everybody awake a little earlier. So the only other thing of real consequence is that about 10 days ago, the library had a little mini celebration due to the fact that since the inception of the library, over exactly 10 million items have been checked out. So that was quite a milestone. We didn't know exactly when it happened, so we missed out on the confetti, but it's a pretty significant accomplishment for a library in a small town. So next summer we will have the official 125th celebration. So that was the library.
All good stuff.
Yeah.
Any other committee, commission, staff members, anyone want to report? Office of the Mayor, we have one item, discussion, amending common council regular meeting time. Tim?
Okay, thank you, Mayor. So this is just a discussion item. I guess I'm curious as to your thoughts. On the 26th, we had our budget workshop meeting at 5:00, and it was awesome to have it at that time. We were able to, for staff especially, we were able to get in and get out. I imagine if you're able to make it at 5, you guys will be able to be home by 5:30, 5:45. Just based on how productive that was, and the ease of attending the meeting at 5 instead of 6. And then looking into the audience and seeing, I guess, a significant lack of public participation. I don't know that a 6:00 meeting is difficult to get to, or a 5:00 meeting would be any more difficult to get to if no one plans on showing up anyway. So I guess I'm just interested in your thoughts about that. It's a discussion item only. If it's something you want to move forward to, we can put it on another agenda and then identify whatever time you pick, or leave the time the same. But prior to that, I think we just have a discussion about it.
Tim brought this up to me and definitely wanted to bring it for discussion. I'm open to whatever you guys are thinking. I mean, the 5:00 is definitely nice for everybody to get here at that time. I know staff has all been nodding their head at me saying, yeah, that would be great too. So what's everybody think?
5 is hard for me to get to. I know Sonny had a hard time getting here last time.
Sure.
I could come at 5:02. 5:10 would be better,
5:30?
but yeah, 5:30 would be great.
That's my thought too, is a lot of people work till 5, so 5:30 would be really nice.
I'm fine moving it up. Whatever fits everyone's schedules.
5 would be rough, but whatever. I'm not
5:30 would be
better.
Better? Tom?
Noon.
Provide lunch.
Tom, if we do it at noon, we're gonna have to set an alarm though.
Lunch, I think noon works for everybody all of a sudden.
It was interesting, I talked to Phil a little bit the other day about a number of different things, and I said, what's this on the agenda? And he mentioned that there had been some talk, and he had heard from some people. And as you know, I spend 3 months in Las Cruces, which is a town in southern New Mexico of 100,000 people. So I just went on their website they have their council meetings at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which I think would be difficult for everybody in this room.
Like today?
Yeah, you're here anyway.
Tom, it should be.
It's just interesting how, I don't know, I would be in favor of moving it up just like I was for the library. It gets, especially when it's dark and it's late, moving it up would be,
Summer's good.
it'd be interesting to know what various communities do. So,
Mike, are they a full-time council?
Yeah.
Are they a full-time council?
no,
No?
No.
Oh. Jason, what's your?
5:30 is fine.
Sonny?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
speak 5:30?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, 5 was a little tight, but 5:15, 5:30 is fine, yeah.
Dave Moon.
Anytime's fine.
Okay.
7 years ago, that
Yeah.
seems
7, yep.
ridiculous in hindsight.
Yep. That was
And those were like
back in
3-hour
time
meetings.
when the farmers.
Sometimes they were.
Town to,
What the heck we were talking about.
yeah.
Mayor?
Yeah.
So we changed that ordinance and there is no set time.
Right.
So
Swing the pendulum wherever you want to.
I think everyone seems to be in agreement of changing it and, I mean, this may be crazy, but if the summertime ends up being problematic, we could have summer hour meetings.
I think we just need a little bit of time to publish, right?
Yeah.
I think we just make sure.
I mean, I think get up next, whenever you can, or,
Go on the next agenda?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that what you're saying? Does
Yeah.
the next agenda to change?
I think everybody's for 5:30, they're in agreement with that.
Okay, I'll be on the next meeting at 5:30.
Perfect. Okay.
and since there's no set, we're not changing an ordinance, we're just changing, setting a time, and if summer hours are more difficult, then we
We can swap it out.
tweak it a little bit.
All right. Tom Stevenson,
Just fine, thank you.
what's on your mind? Anything?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Dave Knudsen?
Couple days late, but happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. Thank you. We're here tonight because of, on the backs of those type of people, and happy Thanksgiving.
Phil Peterson?
Those of you who go in the woods, have a safe and enjoyable deer season and a great Thanksgiving.
Missy Friend?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Dan King?
A little over a week ago, I was at the Boys and Girls Club Annual Gala, where the city received an award, the 2023 IPAC, which is the Investment Partnership for Kids Award. And I'm gonna read that, what they gave to us. 5 years ago, there was an old property that seemed to be destined for a parking lot. 5 years ago, a group of city leaders said they would listen to people who may have an idea on what to do with an old building destined for a parking lot. 5 years ago, city leaders listened to our story of wanting us to create a place where all kids were welcome and a place that would impact the entire community of Reedsburg with its mission. It is wise for a community to value its youth and find ways to send support to it, all while keeping a close eye on the growth and needs within its city. Tonight, we recognize the city of Reedsburg for their vision, continued support to provide world-class care for their community youth, specifically by sharing that old building was destined for parking lot space to the Boys and Girls Club of Reedsburg. We now have a vibrant main club and a statewide organized recognition teen center we affectionately call the Hive, hub of innovation, vision, and excellence. Help us congratulate the city of Reedsburg with their IPAC Investment Partnership for Kids Award for 2023.
Awesome.
And I will hand that over to you before I break it.
Perfect. Yeah, that's like, most of us were on the council at that time and sitting in the seats, and it was definitely an honor to be able to make that dream a reality and look at, as the proclamation says, look at what it's become. And I know a lot of lives of my youth have been changed and sustained because of the club, and look forward to more things in the future for them. Max?
I was at that too, and it was a great event, and just want to thank everyone from the city that is involved in that, because we're still very active people on council, and it's very helpful. So thanks.
Jake from City Hall?
Nothing tonight.
Tim Becker?
Nothing for me, sir.
Mike Gargano?
Mr. Mayor, recently Jenny Trudeau appeared before us looking for some financial support for lighting up the park, she and her small group. And you threw me under the bus. You know, he said, if you need help in utility, talk to Mike. And she did, and I talked to Dennis Horkin, and Dennis grabbed onto this, and he and I met, and he was very supportive. He went out to the park within the last month and looked at what was out there, what could be done. And he and I and Jenny met up at the park a week ago, and Dennis had some positive ideas. Plus, he also said, you know, we need to get together next May and look at doing some more things permanently. And he's gonna be there when they have their work crew this week, working with them to doing everything that the utility can with the short notice. So I just wanted to send out a shout out to Dennis Horkin for the fine job that he's done on short notice. And it's just one more reason why the Reedsburg utility is world famous.
I'm glad that all works out. That's a worthy
Yeah,
project for sure.
Jenny was very appreciative, and like I say, Dennis is very.
Very, very responsive with
Yeah.
multiple projects I've sent him to. Yep, great asset. Jason Schulte,
I'm not gonna try to top that, so nothing tonight.
Sunny Hyde,
Nothing tonight, thanks.
Dave Woon.
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
I'm just gonna echo what a couple said. Definitely want to wish everyone a safe and successful hunt this next weekend and the week after, 9-day hunt coming up. And from my family to yours, happy Thanksgiving. It's hard to believe that it's that time of the year coming up already. So enjoy the time and enjoy the family time. So I think that's all I got for now. So I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Friends,
Second.
seconded by Hyde. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Didn't think so. Motion carries. Thanks, everybody.